We have a lot of athletes come through the OAI that don't know how to stabilize through the front leg, but we have just as many come through that don't have the physical capacity to do it. They're too weak in certain ranges of motion, which prohibits them from stabilizing over that leg as they throw. So I'm going to go through 3 different exercises that you can use to improve your ability to stabilize on that front leg. One of my favorite exercises to start with to stabilize on the front leg is to elevate this back leg. I like to keep it as straight as possible because think about when you're throwing, that leg is mainly straight at the end of the throw, especially if I'm getting down the mound well. So mostly straight back leg, toes forward, and what I'm going to do here is have a slight bend in my knee. As I go forward, keep a nice neutral position of your spine, of your back, and go and reach down and across. Down and across. This is a very basic exercise, but it can challenge even some very athletic and strong athletes because they don't move through that plane much. Even I just lost my balance there a little bit. So down and across. Down and across. I don't want to see any rounding this way. If you hold that position and do it, you should feel your hamstrings burning and your butt burning, especially out towards the side a little bit. So that's exercise number 1. You can progress exercise number 1 by going from here, lifting your heel up, so now you're balancing only on one leg. Go through the same progression. Let me show you that really quick. Here, lift, down and across, up, down and across. Just like that. Try to get 10 in a row if possible. 15 when you got your foot on the bench if you can. If you lose your balance, that's okay, keep going. The next one, we're gonna show with a kettlebell here. So let me grab one. You don't need a really heavy weight. You're going to go into what we call a split stance position, which is if I'm standing straight forward, my feet are lined up like a balance beam. So lined up like a balance beam, straight front leg, that allows me to work on hamstring flexibility at the same time. And I'm going down like I'm going to touch my shoelaces, down and across. Good position on my back as I go. Down and across, down and across, down and across. You should feel that one more on the outside of your hip as compared to your hamstring like you did with your leg up. From there, we're going to go to an exercise where you actually use a band and activate into the range. So here we're resisting going into that range, which is very important for throwing, but you also want to have stability in the opposite direction into that range, which is what I'm going to show you here with the band really quickly. For our last one here in this video, I just have a green band. I'm going to hook it through something low. I can hook it on a fence, whatever. Use any sort of band really. The key is to have it on a downward angle so I can come up with a lift. This band's actually pretty tight, so this is going to be difficult for me. But I actually grab the band. From here, I can do a bent knee or a straightened knee, and I'm going to lift up and across, hold, back, up and across. Then I'm going to work farther into the range. And when I do it, I'm going to show you here straight on, I'm rotating, so I'm making this hip, this front hip bone here, come down and in that way. Just like what happens here at the end of the throw. This hip has to be able to stabilize it, and I have to be able to rotate through my core at the same time. So one more time. And I'm going to do it with the bent knee here. And I can do the same thing on a chop like you've seen in a lot of other videos, which was the pattern that we usually use. But for athletes that have a hard time stabilizing that front leg, nothing better than to come here in a position where they're going to have to be strong. Do it here with the bent knee first, especially if they have weak quads. So if you're weak in your legs, try all of these out. And let us know when you try them out, because we have like 150,000 views or 140,000 views on our YouTube channel, and I guarantee we don't have 140,000 exercises being done. So get on it. It's not just enough just to watch the video. You got to actually do this stuff. So let us know how it goes in the comment section, or even send us an email. Straight leg, hamstring flexibility; bent leg, quad strength. Either way, get it done, get your work in, done.